Hello everyone, let's solve some equations. Some of these are pretty easy, some of these have got some fractions. First thing, if you see that you're dividing by 3 here, there's a couple ways you could do this. You could distribute, but oftentimes it's easier to multiply by the denominator here. There's a 3, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 3, and when I do that on the right side, those just cancel out, and on the left side now I have 21 equals 4 times 7x plus 3. This makes this a lot easier to negotiate now because when I distribute, I get 28x plus 12 on the right side. And now I just need to subtract 12. And I get 9 equals 28x. Last step, divide both sides by 28. So you can just leave your answer as a fraction, but it's 9 over 28. Which they're not necessarily going to be super nice, but that's okay. They don't have to be nice. This one, same idea. Multiply both sides by 4. And now on the left side, you have 52 equals 3 times 5x plus 8. And now we just got to distribute. 3 times 5 is 15x. 3 times 8 is 24. We'll subtract 24 on both sides. Let's see, what's that? 26 and 2 makes 28. 28 equals 15x divided by 15. And we get 28 over 15. Okay. So again, 28 keeps showing up. That's cool, I guess. Let's do the last two. Multiply both sides by 2. You have 22 equals 9x minus 8. Because this one you don't have to distribute. It's like a 1. Add 8. 22 and 8 make 30. And then divide by 9. So x equals 30 over 9. And one more, multiply both sides by 3 because the denominator is 3. On the left side, that gives you 18. And in this one, we are going to have to distribute because that 4 sticks around. So I have 16x minus 12. Add 12 to both sides. 30 equals 16x. And then divide. 30 over 16, those are both even, so let's write that as 15 over 8. Okay, you should reduce your fractions. But the main thing here is, the step that is important and valuable is clear that denominator out. That way, this is much more easy to deal with. But after that, they're pretty straightforward. So let's try a couple more now. These use the distributive property to solve, so this is not, there's no fractions or anything. You just got to distribute and move everything to one side. So on the left side, 24x plus 30, and on the right side, 20x minus 2. Let's combine some like terms. That's 33. And now I'm going to get all my x's on one side. I like to move the smaller amount of x's, so I'm going to subtract the 20 x's. That way I end up with a positive amount of x's. That's 4x. And then I'm going to subtract 33. And I have 4x equals negative 35. Last step, divide by 4, and your answer is negative 35 over 4. You can make that a decimal if you want. It's like 8.75. I just don't care. It's fine. Negative 10x plus distribute 9x plus 12, and then the plus 1 doesn't change. Distribute negative 21x minus 9. Negative 10 and 9 make negative 1x, and 12 plus 1 is 13. That's not 21. 21x. Now, again, move the smaller amount, and remember, negative 21 is smaller than negative 1, so add 21x to both sides. Now we have 20x on the left side. And now it's a two-step equation. So subtract 13, and then divide by 20. And again, if you can reduce your fractions, you always should. So 22 over 20, those are both even. 11 over 10, cut them in half. Not too difficult there either. But these last couple, we're going to actually solve a quadratic. So if it says solve the nonlinear system algebraically, I want your answer to be an ordered pair, and we might end up with more than one answer. So we're going to set them equal to each other. And then we're going to get everything on one side. So I'll subtract 3x and subtract 7 in one step. So x squared minus 7x minus 30 equals 0. Now we're going to factor, but this is an easy one to factor. Find the numbers that multiply to negative 30 and add to negative 7. That would be negative 10 and positive 3. And since it's 1x squared, you don't even need to split the middle. Those are going to be your factors. And what we're learning is that x is 10 or x is negative 3. Those are the places where these two things will intersect. Those are the x values, but we also need to find the y values, and it doesn't matter which one we plug it into, so work smarter, not harder. Plug it into the easier one right there, and let's say 3 times 10 plus 7, or 3 times negative 3 plus 7. That's 30 plus 7. So when you plug in 10, you get 37. That's one of our answers. And here, negative 9 plus 7 is negative 2. When you plug in negative 3, you get negative 2. That's the other answer. We found them algebraically, but if you look over here at the graph, you can see that that's where they intersect. 10, 37, and negative 3, negative 2. Let's do one more. I'll get everything. I'll set them equal to each other. X squared plus 6x minus 33. Oop, there's the bell. Now I'm going to subtract 3x and add 5 to both sides. X squared plus 3x minus 28 equals 0. The numbers that multiply to negative 28 and add to 3 are 7 and negative 4. So your zeros are negative 7 and positive 4. And now when I plug those in, 3 times negative 7 minus 5, negative 21 minus 5 is negative 26, so that's negative 7, negative 26. Or, again, we're plugging in right here, 3 times 4 minus 5, 12 minus 5 is 7. So when you plug in 4, you get 7. How we do? 4, 7, negative 26. Awesome. Okay, so go ahead and get your SPY review done, and make sure you smash that like and subscribe.